Under the bright California sky, Santa Ana offers a quintessential American cityscape. Rows of palm trees, vibrant downtown murals, and well-preserved colonial architecture. Yet behind this beauty, a shadow stretches wide, the shadow of a deepening social crisis.
It's kind of like a family.
As the administrative heart of Orange County, Santa Ana now bears the grim title of the area with the highest homeless population in the county. The year 2025 brings even more complex challenges. Despite ongoing efforts to address the issue, those efforts seem to be entangled in structural barriers and policy tensions that have yet to fully prioritize the needs of those without
shelter. We're just pushing off the issue. We're not solving the problem by evicting people out of the riverbed.
Throughout the day, the judge called various leaders from places like the Veterans Administration.
According to the point-in-time count, Santa Ana saw a sharp rise in homelessness between 2022 and 2024. In just 2 years, the number of homeless individuals increased by 44.2%, climbing from 990 to 1,428 people. More alarming, the number of unsheltered individuals surged by 71.46%, rising from 508 to 871. Blue and gray tents now line sidewalks, nestle under overpasses, and sprawl along the Santa Ana riverbed. Areas once used solely for transportation have transformed into survival zones. Even the Civic Center, historically a bustling hub of government business, has become a gathering point for the city's homeless population, complete with makeshift soup kitchens and portable restrooms. Elsewhere in the city, smaller encampments hide in bushes or behind quiet industrial zones. Some individuals make temporary homes in parking garages or vacant lots. The city, alive with energy during the day, takes on another face at night, as a sanctuary of last resort for hundreds with no roof over their heads. Experts agree that Santa Ana's homelessness crisis stems from a web of deeply interconnected issues. The COVID-19 pandemic marked a critical tipping point, leading to mass evictions as many were unable to keep up with rising rents, pushing families to the brink of displacement. The situation has been exacerbated by untreated mental health conditions and a surge in opioid addiction, particularly to fentanyl, which continues to claim lives and destabilize the lives of many others. Adding to the strain is a fragile post-incarceration system. Many individuals released from jail or prison enter back into society with no transitional support and soon become part of the growing homeless population, aimless and without access to basic resources. These statistics are not just numbers. They are a stark portrait of how a growing metropolitan city can grapple with deep social wounds beneath its physical and economic development. In Santa Ana, several key locations stand out as major concentrations of homelessness. The Civic Center, located near the Plaza of the Flags and the main courthouse, has long been the epicenter of homeless encampments. At its peak, over 400 individuals resided in this area, posing significant challenges for local authorities and nearby residents. Cleanup efforts have included the installation of fencing and tent bans, but many individuals continue to refuse shelter placement, citing concerns over safety, privacy, or restrictive rules. Another major site is the area surrounding El Centro Cultural de Mexico. In 2021, roughly 75 tents were reported in the cultural center's parking lot, prompting complaints about sanitation and public safety. Although some residents were relocated to shelters, many remained, preferring the autonomy of staying outdoors. Homeless encampments have also emerged along the Santa Ana River Trail, particularly near Angel Stadium. Once a favorite route for cyclists, the trail is now lined with makeshift shelters, posing logistical and safety challenges for both the unhoused and the general public. While there are other scattered locations throughout the city, these areas offer a telling glimpse into the complex nature of Santa Ana's homelessness crisis, where solutions must weigh individual autonomy, limited shelter capacity, and the stark realities of life on the streets. Amid the harshness of life in Santa Ana, the homeless find countless ways to endure, even as their lives remain shrouded in uncertainty. Daily needs, food, clothing, and protection from extreme weather become urgent challenges. Many rely on local soup kitchens, often organized by churches and nonprofits, where they can receive a warm meal, though long lines are a regular obstacle. Those more fortunate benefit from donations of used clothing and essentials from local volunteers. Thick jackets to ward off cold nights, thin blankets to soften the pavement. But many must depend solely on their own resourcefulness, scavenging for leftover food from restaurants or convenience stores, or collecting recyclables and scrap items to resell. Weather extremes pose additional danger. In summer, temperatures can soar past 104 degrees, and during the rainy season, flooding and hypothermia become real risks. Many seek shelter under bridges or in more protected urban corners. While these improvised hideouts offer some relief, they are far from safe or sustainable. Emergency shelters, though often overcrowded and limited in availability, remain a crucial lifeline, offering a clean bed and temporary reprieve from the elements. Some community centers also open their doors for temporary protection. Yet, even with these options available, a number of individuals choose to remain outside, wary of the rules, curfews, or shared spaces that come with shelters. For many, this decision is rooted in past trauma, addiction cycles, or simply a desire for autonomy in a life with so few choices. Still, the role of local communities and volunteers cannot be overstated. Many individuals and grassroots groups devote their time and energy to supporting the unhoused, whether through meal distributions, health outreach, or simply offering conversation and connection. These quiet acts of solidarity bring flickers of hope in an otherwise bleak reality, showing that even amidst hardship, human compassion remains a powerful force. Behind their daily struggle to survive, the unhoused community in Santa Ana also faces relentless stigma and discrimination. Many are viewed with suspicion or written off as societal burdens, an unsolvable problem. This negative perception often leads to deep isolation, even from fellow human beings. One visible example is the yellow boundary lines painted around encampments, symbolizing their exclusion from public spaces. Verbal abuse, dehumanizing treatment, and physical threats are common, endured simply because of their marginalized status. This sense of insecurity is further compounded by violence and theft within encampments themselves. Many residents are forced to sleep with heightened alertness, knowing they could be attacked or robbed. Alarmingly, some homeless individuals report intimidation by police, discouraging them from filing reports when victimized.
He was trying to leave before he was leaving. He was walking, we wasn't like loitering, we was walking.
I feel like something might have happened for him to spray you.
No, he just sprayed him. He sprayed him. He's just walking.
The one that's standing around there?
Yeah.
He said he didn't spray you.
On top of this, extreme weather, searing heat in summer and heavy rains in winter, worsens health outcomes, causing everything from infections to heat stroke, and in some cases, death. Mental health and substance dependency are pressing and intertwined challenges. The psychological toll of life on the streets, chronic stress, trauma, and uncertainty often leads to or exacerbates existing mental health conditions. Many fall into cycles of addiction, particularly to opioids like fentanyl or to alcohol, seeking temporary relief from a harsh reality. But without proper access to psychological support or rehabilitation, many remain trapped in a vicious loop, waking each day to repeat the same desperate struggle for survival. In November 2024, Santa Ana Mayor Valerie Amezcua proposed a controversial ordinance to tighten enforcement on homeless encampments throughout the city. This came after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned a ruling that previously required cities to provide shelter before dismantling encampments. The proposal sparked heated debate. Supporters, including some city officials and residents, argue the move is necessary to restore order, maintain public safety, and ensure free access to sidewalks and parks. However, activists and several city council members warn that such measures risk criminalizing homelessness, especially in a city where shelter space remains critically limited. This debate reflects a broader dilemma. How can a city balance law enforcement with its moral responsibility to care for its most vulnerable citizens? This tension isn't isolated to Santa Ana. It reflects national-level discord. Under President Donald Trump, federal homelessness policy shifted away from the housing first model, which prioritizes permanent housing as a foundational step before tackling mental health, substance use, or employment. Instead, Trump's administration emphasized removal of encampments, stricter regulations, and physical displacement of homeless individuals. In Santa Ana, this federal stance only made local challenges harder to solve. When $34.5 million in federal aid earmarked for homelessness programs in Orange County was withheld, local officials were left scrambling. The withdrawal of these funds undermined long-term, community-based strategies, pushing cities to rely more heavily on enforcement than support. This policy divide highlights the conflict between top-down, punitive approaches and the ground-level efforts in cities like Santa Ana, which seek compassionate, rehabilitative, and sustainable solutions. It raises urgent questions. Should homelessness be policed or treated as a public health and housing issue? Should cities be forced to clean up poverty or be funded to fix its roots? What do you think? Is housing a human right or just a privilege for those who can afford it?